So when we're trying to graph a line or a function, we need our line to be in slope-intercept form. So we want our line to be in the form y equals mx plus b. So we want our slope, and then we want that y-intercept. The other thing we need to remember is that f of x or g of x or h of x, it just means function notation. So for number 2, when you see f of x equals 1/3 x minus 4, it really is in that form already because we have the x, which is our slope, and we have the number by itself, which is the y-intercept. So just because it's not y equals, it still equals that mx plus b essentially, so it's ready to be graphed. So let's look at ones where we don't have to solve anything first and we can just go ahead and graph it. So the first one, y equals negative 5x plus 7. Negative 5 over 1 is your slope. So when your slope is negative, the negative 5 is down, and the bottom number is always right. So we'll plot our y-intercept. So since 7 is your y-intercept, that's a point, remember, that you can actually plot on the graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's one of your points on your line. So to get some more points for your line, now you can use that slope. So from that y-intercept, we're going to go down 5 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. Then you can make another dot or another point by going down 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, over 1. So when you guys draw this, try to draw it straight. But then that is going to be your line. So I think it's helpful with the slope to always remember that we're going right. Like the bottom number in your fraction is always the right part. Whether it's negative or positive tells you if you go up or down. So because it's negative, we went down 5 from the y-intercept. If it would have been positive, we would have went up. So let's look at number 2. F of x equals 1/3 x minus 4. So your y-intercept is negative 4. So we're always putting that point on the y-axis. And we're going to go up 1 over 3. And then up 1 over 3 again. And if you want some more points, you can always go the opposite way once you've sort of got some points set up. So you can go down left or down and left instead of up and right to get some more points. And that will be your line for number 2. So how about number 3? Y equals 4/5 x plus 4. So we're going to plot that y-intercept at positive 4. And then from there, go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up 4, right 5. So if you wanted some more points, we could, again, from the y-intercept, go the opposite way. Instead of up and right, you go down and left, because it's still going to make that positive slope for you guys. So how about number 4? F of x equals negative x plus 6. So your y-intercept is positive 6. And your slope is, even though you can't see it, negative x is really negative 1x, and you can put that over 1. So negative 1 over 1 is your slope. So we're going to go down 1, right 1. Down and right, down and right. So just knowing whether or not your slope is positive or negative, it's helpful to see if at least your slope matches whatever was in your equation. So let's go ahead and look at the bottom 3 here. Actually, let's do number 8. Y equals x minus 8. So again, it's 1x, but you're starting at negative 8 on that y-axis because that's your y-intercept. And your slope is positive, so we're going to go up 1 and to the right. Number 7, y equals negative 4x. So remember, if you don't see a number at the end, there still is a y-intercept. It's just 0. We don't ever just usually write plus or minus 0. So that's where you're starting. You're starting at the center of that graph. And from there, your slope is going to be down 4 over 1. Over 1. So let's look at number 9. Y equals 2. So when you just have a single variable, like y equals something or x equals something, that's really just your y-intercept because there is no, this could really be like written as 0x plus 2. But what really happens, I always sometimes write the word through because it's going through that value. So when you see y equals 2, on your y-axis, the value of 2, it's just going to be a straight line, in this case a horizontal line, going through the y value of 2. Now I know this is not on your paper, but say you were given the equation x equals 4. Same thing, on your x-axis of a positive 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to be a vertical line going through that value. So this one would be a vertical line. And the slope would be undefined. So whenever you have just a single variable, x equals or y equals, it's going through that point. So if it's x equals, it's going through that x value through the x-axis. If it's y equals, it's going through that y value on the y-axis.